Hello. In this lesson, we will download an Ubuntu image and install Ubuntu LTS in VirtualBox. Right after the installation, we will talk about the terminal and shell, what the command line is, how commands work, how to use command history, hotkeys, and built-in documentation. The goal is simple. After this lesson, you will have a working Ubuntu in the virtual machine, and you will feel confident opening the terminal and understanding the basic ideas of working with commands. First, go to official Ubuntu website and download the desktop image. The link will be in the video description. We need an ISO image. It's an installation disk that we will insert into the virtual machine. Now download VirtualBox. The link will also be under the video. Choose the version of your OS. Windows, Linux, macOS, and install it. The installation is standard. Next, finish, no problem. After that, start VirtualBox. This is what the main VirtualBox window looks like. Click New for creating a new virtual machine. Here, we set the virtual machine name. My name VM Ubuntu, and choose the Ubuntu ISO that we downloaded earlier. Now, you need to set a username and password to login. You can leave the host name and domain name as they are. It's fine for a learning virtual machine. Set a password you will not forget. You will need it to log in and also for admin commands. On this tab, we choose RAM and the number of CPU cores. For comfortable work, I recommend 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. Minimum can be 1 CPU and 2 GB RAM, but it will be slower, especially during updates, installing packages, and heavier tasks. Choose the disk size. For a test machine, 25-30 GB is usually enough. After the settings, click Finish. Ubuntu installation will start. In 5-10 minutes, you will see the login screen. Choose the user and enter the password. Congrats, you installed Ubuntu and started it in a virtual machine. Now you can shut down the virtual machine and go back to VirtualBox. Select our virtual machine, click Settings, Network tab. In VirtualBox, 2 command modes are NAT and bridged. NAT is the easiest. The virtual machine goes to the internet through your computer. It works out of the box, updates, browser, installing packages, but there is a detail. It's harder to connect to the virtual machine from outside, for example via SSH or to a web service. Sometimes you need port forwarding. Bridged is bridge mode. The virtual machine becomes like a separate computer in your local network and gets its IP from the router. This is useful if you want to connect to it by SSH from the host, other devices, or test network services like on a real server. I will choose bridged. That's it for the basic virtual machine setup. Now let's look the system and move to the terminal. Look at the line before the cursor. It usually looks like this. The box user. It's my username. VM Ubuntu. It's computer name. This tilde. It's the current folder where you are. The shell keeps command history. It's very useful. History shows the list of commands you typed. Double exclamation point repeats the previous command. For example, you see. Exclamation point plus number repeats a command by its number from history. For example, number 2. Important. Before running with exclamation point or double exclamation point, it's good to make sure you repeat the correct command. Now, hotkeys. They make you much faster. For example, Ctrl A, go to the start of a line. Ctrl E, go to the end of a line. And Ctrl U, delete everything to the left of the cursor. And Ctrl K, delete everything to the right of cursor. There are not geeks tricks. It's a basic set that saves time every day. In Linux, there is a golden rule. If you don't know a command, first check the documentation. For example, I don't know what is ls. ls help. It's a quick list of options and hints. Or better use man. Ls. It's full manual. If you don't know the command name, use apropos. For example, apropos user shows commands where the word user appear in the description. A lot of commands. Now an important idea. Most commands look like this. Command plus options plus arguments. Command, what to do. Options, how to do it. Arguments, what to work with. File, folder, text. For example, let's LTC. Here, ls is command. This is options. And etc is arguments. The folder will list. Let's do it. Yeah, everything works. If you understand this, you will read commands in guides much more confidently. And the last thing for today, tab, autocomplete. Tab completes commands, file and folders paths, sometimes options. Why it's must have? Fewer mistakes in paths, faster work. You learn the system by seeing available commands and files. For example, I type cd et and press tab. Et. Yeah. And press tab. And the shell suggests etc. Or I type keys and tab. And I get history. Habit. Almost always use tab, especially with paths. It's easier. So, in this lesson we created a virtual machine in VirtualBox and talked about CPU, RAM, disks, explained NAT and bridged and when bridged is needed, installed Ubuntu LTS, found the terminal and understood why we need. In the next lesson we will start working confidently with the file system, navigation, viewing files, basic operation, everything that you constantly need in Linux.